Hello, everyone, and welcome to It's Kind of Funny podcast. This is the end of the year special. Not real special, just I was going to take some time off, not do anything because of Christmas and New Year's. And then I thought, no, I'm going to throw up an old show, one of Serjio and I's that we did in 2011, April 15th. And it's Ode to Kevin Smith, because that's what got us into podcasting in the first place. So first of all, let me get to, I want to thank everyone for listening and everyone who ever comes here to record the show with me. I appreciate it very much. Everybody drives, Joe especially drives very far. Sean, he comes here when he's available between meetings and work and all that, so it's very difficult for some people. So I appreciate that they help me out. And I could do the show by myself, as my wife tells me, but, that's not as fun as talking to somebody. The other thing is some people have been asking why the cover art, all of a sudden, Chip is out of the picture. He had chose to leave the show. He may come back sometime. I mean, we're on good terms and everything. He just realized that we had made fun of him. He said to pull him from the show completely, take his picture off. I did that, and then he was like, whoa, what happened? And I said, well, you told me to do that. So I changed it across all Twitter, Facebook, everything. Changed the cover. So I'm working on some new cover art with either our picture in it. I'm working on some different things. Anybody out there have an idea for some cover art for the podcast, let me know or send it to me at itskindoffunnypodcast@gmail.com or go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/itskindoffunnypodcast. So that's what's going on with that. Sean apologized to Chip. Like I said, Chip and I are fine now, but I told Chip, I said, maybe you weren't as weird and fucked up as all of us are on the show. So I think it's better that we just stick to it. He said that he agreed. Now, next year coming up, 2018, first of all, this year, I thought it's been great. I loved the shows we did, made me laugh. Sean and I finally found a rhythm of what we need to do for the show, which is fucked up stuff that we're interested in, like just weird stuff. So we already did the MK Ultra podcast, which was the last one. And next time Sean and I do a show, it'll be on JFK assassination. We'll do one on Majestic 12, reptiles. A guy at work said, oh, have you heard about these reptiles, about the reptile Social Security, the reptile Secret Service guard of Obama that he's trying hard not to change into a reptile. Oh, it's freaky stuff. You should check it out. So I watched a YouTube video, and it's total bunk, total ridiculous. But, of course, if you want to believe it, you can see what you want to believe. So, it's very interesting. And then the other thing is that, what is the other thing? Oh, and I already said thanks to Joe and Sean. I got some talking points here written down. So now, I want to say thank you again. Sorry that if you were sticking to my schedule, which 15 to 20 people listen to the show. So if you were like, hey, where's the show? Well, now here it is. I'm going to be coming back in March. I had said February, but I think I'm going to wait till March. So either the middle of February or the beginning of March. So that should be awesome. So I appreciate, like I said, everybody. I was going to bring up a calendar here and tell you when in March, but can't get my calendar to work. There it goes. But, okay, so maybe March 1st. Yeah, let's shoot for March 1st. Sounds good. So either Sean and I, Joe and I, or Sergio and I will be here on March 1st to tell you what's up. But now, here's an oldie but a goodie from me and Sergio. It's called Ode to Kevin Smith. It's about Kevin Smith, anal sex, masturbation, and movies. Sergio and I would just, our conversations would open up and go in all different directions. We had this certain formula, a certain way that we would just happen to do the show, and it was really great. Worked out fine. So anyway, sorry I was rambling, but now here's the show. I left the old intro on it, but I put the new outro on it. So thank you. Have a good day and a happy new year.
Not even supposed to be here today.
Everybody that comes in here is way too uptight. This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers.
Yo, baby, you have your asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat?
Hello and welcome to It's Kind of Funny Story. I'm Phillip.
And I'm Serjio.
Today's show is called Ode to Kevin Smith.
Oh, Kevin Smith, how I do love thee.
Wow. And I polished my ass and shaved my balls. I'm all ready for this new show.
I didn't know we were doing that on air.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. I thought you got my email.
Of just your polished ass and shaved balls?
Well, I sent pictures, yeah.
I think those went to Yvette and Eric, not me.
Really? Well, somebody got my ass pictures. Yeah, it's an all-new show from now on. It's going to be a little different format, funnier, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's right. First, let's get to some emails. So,
emails, look at that. We sound all professional now.
Bing, 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 bing. Oh, here's the mailman. He's at my door. So who goes first? You want me to go first?
You go right ahead.
All right. Dear Phillip, I know you and hear all the stories that you tell about your childhood. You remember every detail. However, you can't remember shit you did yesterday. I'm beginning to think you make shit up. Love, your girlfriend, Danielle.
So she emails a show address just to bitch to you?
That's right. That's right. The show address, by the way, is It's Kind of a Funny Podcast at gmail.com.
She can't do it enough at home, so she's like, I want to email. It's his personal address, her personal email address, his work email address.
All my friends, a mass email to all my friends telling them what a loser I am.
We knew it already, it's all right.
No, it was fun. When I first met her, I was telling her, she heard the stories on podcasts, and then I go, have you ever heard, I said, one time we did, I was in a bus, or I burned my eyebrows off in the desert, and she was like, she goes, I guess you're right. You don't have any, real story. Do you have any real stories? And I'm like, what good is a real story? Like, a boring story?
Well,
like,
they're real stories, but if you just take them in, as a whole, they're real sad stories.
Yeah.
Real sad childhood.
I like to look at them with, a silver lining, but who knows?
The silver lining is he gets to tell them on a podcast that nobody listens to.
That's right. Well, it makes me happy. So, would you like me to
read the podcast or your childhood?
Either one. Well, I did used to like my childhood. The more I talk about it, the more I think maybe that was pretty fucked up.
And more angrier you get at your dad.
Although I was never called a nigger and left in the middle of the forest to fend for myself and then fight the guy in the church.
Yeah, let's make me cry. That's good, Phillip. Way to start the new design of the show. Let's make Sergio cry.
That's right. Well, if you like that one, I got a second email.
Great.
Dear Sergio, I have tried to do research on you, but have found nothing. I am beginning to think you are here illegally. From me.
It's funny, out of the two of us, if you type in my name, stuff comes up.
Yeah.
So
if you type in my name, just fucking banjos come up.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. So I checked our email address last week.
Yes.
And I wanted to tell you what emails I saw that I pulled and I thought were interesting. It starts off with pretty much a kind of just random name email address, but it says, "Would you like a big cock?" So of course I open it, thinking, "Are you giving me one?"
I sent that to your wife. You got that one? I'm sorry.
Well, that's the thing is all these are from Yvette, and I'm wondering what she was trying to tell me when she says, "Grow 6 inches." All these fucking ads for bigger cock.
Yeah. My dad gets those. Maybe he doesn't want me to tell people. I told him, I go, Dad, you buy those? Like, they don't do any good. Like, they're all a scam. I said, I saw Dr. Drew. I watched Dr. Drew.
Did he whip out his cock and hit you with it across?
He did. I'm like, holy shit, that's huge. It was 6 foot long. And, grow another 6 foot. So I said, I go, Dr. Drew says don't put creams on your breast, don't put creams on your penis, nothing will work, no pills, no nothing, just whatever. And he said maybe the pumps might work, but that just engorges, whatever. So I said, okay. I go, well, Dad goes, no, look, listen. He said, it says that it makes it bigger. And I go, yeah. And he goes, what happens when you get a hard-on? I go, your dick gets bigger. He goes, there you go. He said, that's all it is. He goes, it's like Viagra. It just makes your dick hard. So then you think like that you have a massive erection and that you've grown, but it's just your regular erection or maybe more.
Your dad's logic is surprisingly sane.
That's what I told people. I go, sometimes my dad's a little off, but this time I was like, wow, I'm kind of impressed.
That it does make sense. Now, I do got to say, when we worked at the castle, we sold tons of big dick pills, big dick serums,
those magazines with the
whatever you could think of.
Dicks.
With the pump dicks, yeah, that was. I'll be if that's a gay thing. I didn't know that.
We need to get that though. I tell everybody about that. I want to get one of those just to show people. Those pictures were so. I know that I'll be looked at and.
Well, we took some, right?
What?
We had some. I had some. Let's say I had.
We.
Well, I thought you did too. I would assume you. You had a small cock and got a pump.
Oh, got a pump? No, I never got a pump.
Really? You
got
did?
a pump?
I did get a pump.
No,
well, I don't have any more, but years ago.
That's why Yvette did Yvette send you a pump? Because she's like, what'd you throw it away for?
The 30 mil I was going to mention was, hey, cock pump.
She's like, if not, go find that cock pump in the dump.
I remember tried one when we worked at the castle. Not when I was actually working, but at the time when...
Cock pump is like a good name for a band. Like, and now introducing cock pump,
I love cock pump! That was devil fingers for you people that can't see.
Rock on cock pump. Yeah.
But I did try it, and it's the weirdest thing because it does make you look fucking massive. It fills these tubes
so
up.
does an Oriental's hand. But you don't see myself grabbing some girl's hand.
I know, but you know what? I mean, as a man that's average, to see your dick get so engorged and huge to where you're like, oh my God, I look like fucking Jeff Stryker, the guy you wanted to blow in porn.
Yeah, speaking of Jeff Stryker, remind me to tell that story.
Or John Holmes. It's not only exciting, it's exhilarating. You're like, oh my God, and then you release air out of the pump and it goes. Psst. And it's the saddest thing because it's like deflating a balloon, and you're grinning ear to ear, and and you're like,
reality
fuck. I have a clit. I guess when you're doing something like that, you got to take the good with the bad. You have those few minutes of exuberance and excitement because you're huge, and then it just goes back to normal.
Did you do the expensive ones, the $7,500? Remember they had the $100 tube with the $75 pump.
I believe I tried
the glass ones that were in the middle.
I believe I tried the plexiglass one.
Yeah. Oh, you did the one that was open on both ends. You and your both ends tied. Remember that one?
I do remember that one. And no, I didn't try that one.
The most disturbing. You touch at the end and I guess high five each other or something.
We did it.
Yeah, we touched.
No, deflated. Oh.
Wah, wah, wah.
That was sad.
But wow, no, I never knew that. I never took any of those.
I bought it. Thank you. I purchased it.
A friend of ours took that. He purchased it. Very loose term there. A friend of ours got that Jenna James, remember? And you were like, come here, put your finger in this.
Yeah.
It feels so odd and real. And it was like some cut up torso of some girl, and you put your finger in it.
It was strange, though, because, I mean, the material at the time was brand new. And it's funny to me that they made this scientific innovation, and the first thing you fucking thought of was, we can use it to make fake pussies. Or fake assholes. I always thought that was strange, this new material that, I mean, I could picture myself sitting in a chair and it'd be like, made of that material. Yeah. It wouldn't look like a vagina, obviously, but it'd just be a chair that was made of the material.
Wait, that's an idea. I gotta write that down. Vagina chair.
You just sink in.
I'm putting a patent on it, yeah. You just sit right in the lips, wrap yourself in the labia.
Yeah, it could be like a snuggie.
Put your head on the clit. little pillow on the clit right there.
If you move your head around just right, it gets all
vibrate. The chair vibrates. And then gets moist and wet and shoots you out and you go to work.
Why does it shoot you out?
I don't know.
You're thinking of the cock chair.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a squirter. You can get the squirter or you can get the non-squirter. Yeah. Either one would work.
So, since this is an ode to Kevin Smith, I wanted to start off with some movie trivia.
I got some observations, too.
He loves movie trivia. And apparently he loves observation, so.
But,
Well,
Cue
either
those.
way. Either way. Okay, well, observation. I observed that you like Kevin Smith.
Would you observe? Okay, yeah.
One of my guys who works for me called me the other day, and he goes, you know what? He said, I think I got kicked out of that place that he was working, that we had to move him out, because he said, I think the guy didn't like that I had chickens. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, I have a
chickens that he's with. That
he has. No, he didn't bring him to work.
I wouldn't like my security guard to be driving around with a chicken coop on the back of his car either.
Yeah, why did you bring those to work? They help me. They're in little hats.
Watch chickens, yeah. Attack chickens.
Little flashlights on their foreheads. No, so he said, I have chickens at home and I have rabbit. I'm going to get rabbits. He said, because it's the end of the world's coming. What are you going to do when the dollar collapses? Blah, blah, blah.
Fuck a chicken, eat a rabbit?
And,
that guy's a genius.
He's like, I got chickens for food. I got rabbits because they multiply and I can eat rabbits and all that. I was like, okay. I said, that's interesting. It's okay. Go with your bad self, whatever. And then he goes, what about, he was talking about the government and how the government is evil and they've killed people and whatever.
Well, duh.
And I said, and we were talking about oil. He said, I don't think anybody will be driving cars here pretty soon. Like, nobody will be driving cars anymore because of the big oil, whatever. And I said, yeah, like that hydrogen car that they won't let come out because, runs on water. And he goes, yeah. He said, did you hear about the guy that invented the hydrogen car in 1976? Sounds like a joke, right? You hear about the guy? So he goes, he had said he was going to drive all the way from like New York to L.A.
And he disappeared.
Oh,
did he disappear?
Yeah.
Oh, I was making a joke.
Yeah. He goes,
sarcastic remark.
He goes, and he never showed up in California. And he said, they never found his body. They never found the car. The guy just vanished. I go, that sounds like a movie. I'm going to write that. So that was one of them. Said,
I love guys like these because I actually like talking to them because they have such weird views. Yeah, and they believe every ounce of it. And the problem with that is that you can go online and you can think of any outlandish idea and you can find somebody online that will perpetuate it and make you believe it even more.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with it. I mean, this guy wants to, fuck chickens and eat rabbits, for the rest of eternity apparently in this wasteland that he thinks the United States is going to be with no cars and.
Yeah. Well, and then he told me that these two groups came out and they said we're going to pay off the world debt. Now, I don't know why they would agree to do this.
They're very nice.
But also I'm thinking, isn't the world debt, couldn't you just say, like, if I owe you money and you're like, you know what, you owe me $20, don't worry about it. Can't we all just say, forget about the debt, don't worry about it, wipe the books clean and just go on with our lives and knock all the debts gone? Like, what's the big deal, And now somebody will write, here's the deal, let me tell you. I'm pushing up their glasses.
So two groups said they'll pay off the debt.
Two groups said they'd pay off the world debt. They made a speech in front of Parliament. They were two British groups or whatever. They made a speech. 2 days or a week later, one of the guys is dead. Murdered, killed, whatever. So he goes, see, look it up. He goes, now I look it up. They washed it. And I was like, oh, that's exciting right there. I want to write a movie about that. Washing the internet. They washed it. It's gone. You can't find it. He said, I've gone pages and pages into Google and into Bing and all over, and I can't find it. And I'm like, okay. But
so how do they know it wasn't? What's funny is that he says it as a fact.
Yeah.
These two guys. Okay, that could have been a fact. These two guys wanted to speak in front of Parliament. That all could be fact.
Yeah. And
these guys could have said, we are going to pay off all the world's debt, make the world a debt-free society so we can start clean as a peaceful utopia.
Mm-hmm.
That all could be true. That all could be fact.
Right.
But how do we know these guys aren't batshit crazy?
Well, I got the alternate of that is they say, okay, it's great. Speech went well. What are we going to do now, Serjio? We just gave that great speech. Let's go to the bar and party. Fucking, we're going to do it. We're going to fucking solve the world. All right, let's go. Guy drinks. Hey, you okay to drive? I'm fine to drive. Okay, go ahead. See you tomorrow. He's dead. So, that could have happened.
That could happen, yeah. See, I don't know.
Or could have been some CIA
So you're observing this guy.
Could have been some CIA operative. Now, the biggest one was he said this thing, and I had never heard of it, and I'm going to try to use it now in my day-to-day life. I heard something else also. I have another.
Suck cock when you get a chance?
Yes. Yes. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna suck cock when I get a chance.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do it whenever you get a chance. You're gonna be like, I gotta have a cock in my mouth.
No. I just meant I'm gonna say it. No. I said, now you were moved out of that property because you didn't put whatever around some water, and somebody could have slipped and fell and sued the hotel, whatever. And he says.
Okay, you lost me. Wait a minute. What?
Okay. He got moved out of a hotel that he was securing
Okay.
because it was raining. They told him, cordon off this area because guests could walk through the pool area. They'll slip in the concrete. They'll hurt themselves. They'll sue the hotel. We don't want that. He says, okay. He ropes off half of it. So they can still get up the stairs. They can't get back down the stairs because the other side is roped off.
Genius.
Yeah. So they go, we don't want him here anymore. We want him out of there. So I said, that's what it is. He goes, you know what? I'm innocent. He says, don't make me wear the jacket if it isn't mine.
It's funny because throughout the show already we've named two people. I wouldn't call your dad dumb,
Right.
but I call him unusual.
But this other guy
says something so simplistic yet kind of profound.
Yeah. He goes, if it's my jacket, I'll wear it, but don't make me wear it if it's not mine. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I wrote that down. I go, I gotta write that down.
Yeah, put that in a movie somewhere one day. You're just gonna have the antagonist, the movie, be the one that breaks out at line.
Yeah, don't make me wear this jacket if it isn't mine.
And then the hero says something cheesy.
And then, another guy, just another one of my last observations this week. A guy comes to work. I'm throwing him around what he has to do. I'm training him, and he goes, and I go, it's not real tough. You just walk around this hotel. And he goes, oh, it is what it is. And I go, okay. I go, yeah. And I'm thinking, that's it. He said it once, And we're going around, and I go, yeah, I see you checking with the front desk. I go, you hardly ever have anything. You're never going to get called. He goes, yeah, it is what it is. He said other things in between there, but through the day, he said that 5 times. It is what it
You
is.
counted?
And I'm like, really? Like, don't you have something else to say? Like,
see, and since your friend said, it's not my jacket, don't make me wear it.
Yeah.
Since he said it once, it's profound.
Yeah.
If he says it over and over, he's fucking nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was my observation. Other than that, I went to a funeral, went to a memorial this week. And
was that funny at all?
That was
talk about that?
No, I saw my family and saw that. I was just filling people in on what I did in case they want to know. But
I'm sure everybody wants to know.
But some movies or whatever that you saw or trivia.
You know what? I looked up some trivia. Actually, I just stumbled across it, to tell you the truth. But I thought it was something that would blow your mind because it's your favorite movie, which would be
Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Aha! See, I knew that. We didn't even have to edit that. He automatically said
right.
it. What I found interesting was there was interviews apparently with Spielberg, and they were talking about some of the things they originally wanted Indiana to be. So they started talking about originally the Marion Ravenwood. And first of all, they say, well, in the movie what they did say is that they said their relationship that Indiana had with her was 10 years prior. She's roughly about 27, so they had their relationship when she was about 17.
Yeah.
Which is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. Different countries. She was like in Turkey or something.
Well, and it was 1930s.
So I mean, it's not that unusual. But there was interviews with Spielberg. His idea was originally, and Lucas agreed with this, was to have Indiana originally sleep with 11-year-old Marion Ravenwood.
Whose idea was this?
Spielberg and Lucas's. Their idea was to do that, and they even thought, or I guess Lucas' idea was also to make Marion the aggressor in the situation, where she
more like a Leon, like the professional, where she laid in the bed and was like, "Come on."
They thought it was just an interesting backstory to have him as a pedophile and have him, basically like little girl.
That's entrapment. He's not a pedophile. How dare you say he's a pedophile? She's entrapping him.
Well, it's funny that at the end of it, she's just so sexy, all flat and bald.
Oh God! He's like, in the future that'll be the thing.
But one thing is that they said, okay, when they decided, okay, we can't do this, we got to make it. Lucas made it clear that he didn't want sex to be with Marion at any age above 16.
Really?
That's one of the things he was like, we got to leave it at that age. Anything below that, okay, we don't got to do, but it has to be at least 16.
Wow.
Which kind of, makes you think about George Lucas in a whole other light.
Yeah, I mean, that's weird, and that's just weird. I mean, why? Like, you're not even thinking about, it's very weird, so, I don't know.
I agree. It makes you think about, what was he thinking? Was it a fantasy of his?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they said they just wanted to make it quirky, and they thought it was interesting to have a backstory to that. But, it's just strange. Oh, one other thing I forgot was one of the storylines, they wanted Indiana to have sex with a girl, and this was just some random thing apparently that they were going to throw in the movie, but the girl still had all her baby teeth.
What the fuck? Where do you find... First of all, you just said, if I want to find fucking theories on things, I could look up random shit like fucking baby teeth and people in movies, and that'll come up.
These quotes are taken out of a book that's going to be coming out.
They look like they're typed and written in crayon on your fucking paper that you fucking made up.
Well, yeah,
Don't pick up my movie.
I didn't
This podcast is over. Did I tell you the Warriors was all about racist? Did I tell you that one?
Yeah, the baby teeth thing I didn't understand. They didn't go in depth to tell me if it was because he had sex with a girl that still had all her baby teeth because she's so young, or was it like a mutant that he banged at some point that was like 23 but she still had all her baby teeth.
Wow.
So, I'm sorry. I'm gonna give it. I'm two other movies. Another one is one of your other favorites. Twilight isn't so much, right? You're not a Twilight fan.
No, your wife is. But
well, it's funny because when Twilight is a huge success, when one of the first studios optioned it, they were like, okay, what are we gonna do with this movie? It's it's a quirky teen angst vampire movie.
Diamond shiny vampire.
Yeah. So Paramount was like, okay, we got to do something different. So when they got the rights to it, they decided basically to ignore the books and make it an action flick for guys. And apparently what they're going to do is Edward was originally going to be a vampire hunting SWAT team type character, where he had apparently his family were like a SWAT team and they would go out and hunt.
Oh, that would have pissed everyone off. Speaking of weird things, did you ever hear that The Crow, when James O'Barr first wrote The Crow, a graphic novel, The Crow, and they were thinking about doing it into a movie before Brandon Lee and before it even was made into a movie, they brought James O'Barr in, sat him down at a table and said, okay, how about a musical with Michael Jackson playing the lead of Eric Draven?
What?
And he was like, that's funny, that's hilarious. And they go, no, we're serious. We've talked to Michael, and it's like, no. So just imagine if, first of all, if that Twilight would have been made, SWAT Team 3 or whatever, and then also if the Crow, Jackson Thriller Crow would have been made.
Oh, a gay crow.
A
great pedophile crow.
Yeah. You have your baby teeth? Yeah.
I love it. So also in the Twilight series, they were going to have a Korean FBI agent who tracks vampires across the country. That was their original idea. Paramount
Kim
apparently...
Jong-il?
A little fat guy.
Oh, you'll mess with me.
Paramount apparently didn't want to do the movies as bad, so they sold it off. I forget to who. And the movies went on to make $2 billion by following the book, man.
That's what they were saying. Like with Star Wars, like when Lucas tried to sell Star Wars all around and nobody bought it. And finally, 20th Century said, okay, we'll take it. And it made billions of dollars. And Paramount or whoever else was like, oh, we should have taken that.
So I got another story for you about a movie.
Okay.
It's one that made you cry recently.
Oh, Night and Day. What is it?
No.
Oh, Toy Story 3, yes.
Toy Story. And this one isn't so bad, but it was kind of strange with the ideas that they go through in order to get to the point where they're at. Mm-hmm. So originally, Katzenberg, he was running Disney at the time. He wanted Woody to be more
Does this involve
evil.
Pedophiles again? Are you going to run that movie for me, too?
He's going to fuck the little dog.
Woody liked people with baby teeth. And fucked Andy right in the mouth with his Woody.
While he was asleep, yeah.
That's right.
I don't like these dolls anymore. But apparently they wanted Woody to be like this violent guy. Like there was supposed to be, and they even have pictures and drawings of this, where he was like almost abusive. The little slinky dog was his attack dog. But the reason he was an attack dog is they alluded to in this first draft of the script that Woody would beat him.
Wow.
And that originally Woody, when he tried to kill Buzz Lightyear, it was more vicious. Not necessarily violent, but just more vicious in terms of how he did it and what he was doing.
Wow. Goodness.
And Buzz Lightyear was supposed to be this kind of guy that was just trying to fit in with the other groups, very naive, and Woody's just this evil guy manipulating him and taking advantage of him.
That would have been a totally different movie. Reach for the sky. Now, do it.
Do it before I fuck you in the ass.
That's right.
So the last movie is one of your favorites, too, and I'm sorry, this one isn't so bad, though.
Oh, okay.
It's Alien.
Okay. Alien or Aliens?
Aliens.
Okay.
second one.
Okay.
So originally Ridley Scott, he's made this character that's just, scary and evil, but doesn't have any emotion, doesn't say anything, just kills. And that's what everybody loves about it, you know what I mean? It's just this evil thing you can't argue with.
Isn't that movie you told me, Ashton Kutcher, the killer? Sure, that's not that. It sounds just like it.
So the xenomorphs are those characters.
Yes.
So apparently, originally Ridley
Big word.
Scott.
Maybe you are smarter than me.
That's the professional name of the alien character, the xenomorphs.
Can you say that on Valentine's Day?
Valentine. Whatever. Fuck you.
Galifianakis is such a big word.
Nobody else heard that show because it got erased.
Oh, yeah, well.
So nobody knows what you're laughing at.
Well, it's okay.
So originally, Ridley Scott had, and he apparently fought for this at one time, at the end scene when Ripley destroys the alien and she goes to sleep in her little panties, Everybody always loved that scene, tight little tank top, little panties. The alien comes back, kills her, and then goes over to the ship's record and starts recording the log in her voice.
Wow.
Which I thought was really fucking stupid.
That was, and who did that? That was what Cameron was gonna do?
No, originally Ridley Scott wanted this. He wrote it.
Oh, okay.
So that there was a scene at the end where the alien rips off her head, kills her while she gets into stasis, and then the alien imitates her voice.
Wow. Yeah, because I was thinking, because that kind of sounded like, James Cameron did that with the Terminator, where it could imitate, the voice of the person.
Yeah.
So, but that would be weird. Like,
that would be weird. That would kind of suck, though, the
really
alien talking shit the whole time.
Well, so then after
As you're fighting?
After that first movie, it would have been done, and you would have never had a second one and a third one and a
I'm
fourth
sure
one.
that's part of the reason. Either the producers or whoever else told Ridley Scott, "You're a fucking idiot. Don't do this. You're making this cool character up to that point, destroying the coolness, and then making it so we can't make a sequel or a third one or fourth one." You know?
This badass chick, and now she's dead.
Yeah.
And that's how First Blood. The end of First Blood was going to be where Rambo killed himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When he's at the
by
end.
asphyxiation, with the belt while he's whacking off.
No. Just shot himself, but that would have been a good one. I'd say for that director.
See, that would have been a more interesting death scene, where you just see him hanging, kind of leaning against a tree, but leaning forward with his cock in his hand. He's like, oh! If you can't see, my lips are going opposite direction, going, oh!
Him and David Carradine and the guy from An Excess all fucking hanging on that tree. No, but he was going to kill himself, and then they would have never had any more sequels. So that would have been interesting. Rambo, the erotic asphyxiation.
Now I don't know if you've seen that in the last 6 months. Has it lived up for the last couple years? Has it lived up? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking.
First
You want to borrow it? I got it right there.
Do you really?
It's on Blu-ray. I can lend it to you. Yeah, it's really good, but also it's like we said about those old movies. Like you may watch them and they may be crappy, but it's some nostalgia that you remember. I remember when I watched that and I was younger, and then going off in the woods and fucking running around and with a potato sack on. No, running around the woods.
That was your normal everyday clothes.
That's right.
You were living on the bus at the time, right?
Yeah.
So let me say this: you walk out of your bus, your Partridge Family type bus, in your potato sack with, I assume, a rope around your waist and your underwear band around your head.
That's right. And a butter knife in my sheath on my hip. That's right. No, and then I'd run around, and so now you watch that movie and it's so cool, and he knocks that guy off the motorcycle, and he takes the motorcycle and escapes from the jail, and that just the scenery is awesome in that, wherever they are, Minnesota, Columbia, British Columbia or something. But,
Columbia. I didn't see any Colombians in the movie. I don't know what you're watching.
No, but David Caruso's in that movie.
I'm trying to remember. He was a white trash dude. Wasn't he?
Yeah, he's
Was he a
he's
sheriff's officer?
No, he's one of the officers.
Okay. I was trying to think, because I remember there were some guys in the beginning that gave him shit.
And then also the guy from the bigger guy from Miami Vice from the TV show, Zwitek. Anyway, Zwitek. There was two other guys.
Yeah, they're skinny and
the bigger guy was Zwitek. Anyway, he was in that movie.
They fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Well, the other guy's doing something, but yeah. I was watching Miami Vice, just on a side note, and they killed the other guy, not Switek, but the skinny guy. Like, I'm watching it, it's into the 3rd season, and all of a sudden, some drug dealers come in there and kill him.
I think I do remember
a major thing in the middle of that
Yeah.
season. I was like, holy shit, like, what happened where this guy just didn't want to be on the show anymore?
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there, because this show's by Kevin Smith. Speaking of Spielberg earlier, you were talking about Spielberg.
I thought you were talking about Kevin Smith.
I'm getting ready to. Has Spielberg ever, when he was younger or whatever, ever sucked his own dick and came in his mouth?
I'm going to say I've never heard that, but if he came forward and saying that, would that make him a more endearing
Honest,
person to you?
Genuine, as you would say, person?
Genuine. He's like that black singer?
That's right, that's right. No, but yeah, Kevin Smith, I remember hearing him talk about on one of the Smodcasts, he was talking about
when
how
he was younger, he did try. I
blew
don't think he
himself
actually
and-
came in
no,
his mouth.
Said he
though.
came in his mouth.
Maybe
afterwards he was all like sad. It was like, why did I do that?
I don't remember the coming in the mouth. I remember the trying to suck yourself off, and he still felt bad. But the actual orgasming into the back of his throat, I don't remember him saying. I think you added that part.
No, I believe if you check any of the records of Smodcast, I'll ask Sean. I got Sean into Smodcast. I got Joe got me into Smodcast, which is Scott Mosier
Yeah.
and Kevin Smith.
Because it's a really weird thing. Okay, most men have at least tried.
Mm-hmm.
Bent over,
Rolled
get out
right
of the
down
shower.
the stairs. I tell you. Very different.
Last night,
That's right.
my
Every
girlfriend
night.
wasn't home,
Every night.
and I was like, I'm going to get it one day. But most men have tried. Okay, have at least been like, I think I could
Looking at
reach,
it, yeah.
looking down, and being like, I think I could. But to actually get there is one thing. To actually keep going with the motion is another thing. And to actually go fast enough to fucking orgasm is a
dedication.
whole different, I don't know if it's dedication or if it's
Stupidity.
or compulsion or what. So I don't think Kevin Smith said that he actually orgasmed in his mouth.
I think
We'll
he
have to
did,
go back
but-
to the records and check.
But one of the best in the movie Clerks, when
I remember that scene where he blew himself.
when Randall says, "Have you ever, my cousin died
Yeah.
from blowing himself," and he's
Yeah.
like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You never tried it?" And Dante's like, "No." And he goes, "Come on, everybody's tried it." He goes, "No, never." And then finally he goes, "Really? He tried to suck his own dick?" He goes, "Yeah, he died with balls resting on his chin." And he goes, "Wow, he made it." And he goes, "I can never reach." And he goes, "You fucking tried it?" He goes, "Wow." He goes, "You said everybody did." He goes, "I never said I did."
So the Ode To Kevin Smith, we got to talk about him a little bit. What made you like him? Because he's not a director anymore per se. He's
Right.
almost a personality now.
Yeah. Well, it was the back before it was Clerks. Clerks came out like 17 years ago. I only know that because Red State's going to be released this year.
Yeah.
And on the anniversary, and I remember seeing the previews for Clerks before you would go to see Pulp Fiction,
Yeah.
and I was like, what the hell is this movie? And I got to see that because it looked funny and it had blowjob jokes in it. It was
Yeah.
a red band trailer, and then you go and see it, and it's just hilarious because they did do these jokes that you'd never heard of at the time, like blowjobs, like how many dicks have you sucked, and
Yeah.
fucking dead guys, and all this stuff.
It almost
And,
seemed like, I gotta say, it almost seemed like conversations you would have with your buddies. I think that's
Yeah.
part of what I liked about him at the time is that you could totally have those same conversations with your friends,
Yeah.
but but in movie form.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, that's why like I had wanted to write when you and I were working at the sex shop, and I was like, all that weird shit that happened was like, you could write a whole comedy on all that. But that, and then all the movies that he would write that had funny little bits of dialogue in it, and then he went from there. He would do comic books and do movies. He would write comic books, and then he started doing the Smodcast thing, which is a podcast.
You had a few
And-
movies in between there.
And yeah. And then I did several. And then all of a sudden I started listening to that. Joe told me to listen, and I started listening, and it was really good. And I told Sean about it. Sean started listening, and all of a sudden everybody I know, most people are listening to it, and they like it. And it's just funny, and it's just, and honest, like I said, like he'll tell stuff about masturbating on his wife's leg while she holds her ass cheeks open, and he's on his knees behind her while she's doing her makeup. And it's like,
which I wonder how much is true, because he's mentioned
right,
that he'll embellish a
yeah.
little bit in his stories, so I wonder how much is true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really care either way. It's entertaining enough for me. I've now went through, I started off with Smodcast. Love Smodcast, but was so far behind, and is still so far behind it, it's going to take me months of not working or talking to my kids or wife to catch up.
Well, that's good, though. I'm jealous.
And then I went from Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, which is great. I'm all caught up with that.
Yeah.
And then I went to Hollywood Babylon, and that has become my new favorite.
Yeah.
I love Ralph Garman.
Yeah, that one's so good.
Frank Garman, I should say.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah, that one's good. Plus One is good with Kevin and his wife. He does one with his wife. I listen to Tell Him Steve Dave, which is his friends from Jersey, Brian Johnson and Walt Flanagan.
I find it amazing that he can still tell stories on each one of these shows and not run out of topics.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't just tell stories, he talks about current topics. I think Hollywood Babylon is along those same lines, where they have enough material to crack jokes about that it keeps it going and everything.
Yeah, but you'll hear every once in a while on, say, like Jay and Silent Bob, you'll hear him say stuff that maybe he said on Smodcast or whatever. Yeah. But, him and Scott Mosier are so good together. And then the Plus One is good because it's him and his wife, and she won't put up with the shit. And he makes fun of her just like anybody does with their wife or girlfriend, and she'll fucking, get upset and pissed off, and, but it's just good dynamic of how they work together.
Yeah. For a little background for the listeners, though, I remember one of the reasons we started this podcast, Phillip specifically started this podcast, was we were writing a script, and we would sit there, he would type because, like he would say, I type like a fucking monkey.
Yeah.
He would type, and I'd walk around like I'm the, big writer and tell you, write this down.
You would think Sergio's that guy
write my comic gold down.
hours that cut off his hand, and he can only type with one.
And we would sit there and laugh and drink, and it seemed like we were comic geniuses at the time. Which, if anybody knows, if they listen to our podcast, they know we're not. But we thought, I remember mentioning to Phillip, I was like, dude, we got to record these one of these days and see if we're really as funny as we think we are.
Yeah.
And I just forgot about it from then. Phillip finally got into the podcast, listening to Kevin Smith. And
someone called Movie Geeks United, and I was listening to all these, and then I said I'm gonna check into that, and all my friends say, yeah, right, and I said, well, I am. So I did, and one day I was like, I'm gonna fucking do it. What the hell? So I did it and put it up, and then did one with Joe, and then
the rest is bad audio history.
Well, now it's all changed.
Now this is a new format, and we wanted to start this show as a ode to the man that inspired us to do this.
That's right. And so one of the things, his buddy also does a podcast. His buddy Malcolm Ingram. He does one called Blowhard, and Malcolm Ingram's gay. And so at first I was listening to his podcast, and it was like gay stuff. Like he was talking to a gay porn star, and he was talking stuff. And I was like, I don't know if I'm like this. Then he had this lesbian on, and him and the lesbian were talking, and he was finding out stuff about her that girls do together and girls in general. And she was finding stuff out about that guys do. So they were both finding out about, and then they're both like, they both blend well together for the show. Yeah. But also it's like, she's like, I hate semen, and he's like, but I love semen, and she's like, it's so good, and so it goes back and forth. But now he's gone on, he'll do the show with her mostly. Her name's Marcia Lewis Ryan, and she's a scriptwriter, and she's done a movie. So he's done shows with her, and now him and Kevin Smith go for a walk every day in the Hollywood Hills. So every day they walk by this house. It's like a Scarface house. Yeah. And that's what they call it. That's a Scarface house. And Malcolm Ingram loves this house. And Kevin's like, you need to buy this house. Like, that house can only cost, like, not much. And you could have $100,000 by the end of this year, like, if you really worked on it. And you could have a down payment, whatever, for this house. And nobody's living in it. It's got a big glass window. He goes, you can hear the Scarface music in your head as you look at the house. Of course, Kevin knew the composer and everything in the music. So he's like, you should really do this. And he goes, I got your idea of what you should do. You should make a porno. And he goes, and I'll even give you Jay and Silent Bob. You can use those characters. He said, it won't be me and Jay, but he goes, call him Gay and Silent Knob and do a porno with those characters. And he goes, they could go into TV and they could fuck Lucy and Ricky. And he goes, you can do gay porno, you can
it's
do
a weird thing with
bisexual.
porno right now, because you can do any kind of porno about any idea as long as you put parody in front of it.
Yeah.
I just happened to be, last night I was laying in bed at the vet and the TV was on, I was flipping through channels, and it said AVN Awards.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped to check it out, and it just happened to be on the part that was parodies. They have a Batman parody, they have an Avatar parody, they had a...
they had Big Lebowski a long time ago.
Big Lebowski
that
parody.
Yeah.
Apparently those are new films that came out this year because they awarded Batman the best parody.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Batman,
even the guy that was playing
really
Adam West's Batman character,
Yeah.
because they went, which was kind of funny, they didn't go for Dark Knight.
Yeah.
They went for
60s TV
60s
show.
style
Yeah.
Batman, yeah, which was
And
funny.
they did the...
Kind of hot, too. I don't know why.
Yeah, the sets look like it.
Yeah.
The even the acting, he even acts like Adam West.
Yeah.
And and it's just so great. And Robin and Batgirl get it on.
Which, if there are any
know.
comic book fans, check them out because they're strangely erotic.
Yeah, it's really good. And the Big Lebowski, remind me, I'll give those two.
So anyway,
and you can report back next week. But anyway, you're like, yeah, enough with my sex stuff. So he told him you can do whatever.
You can use my
you can have
characters.
it in the View Askew universe. You could make up even if you could get some of the people to do cameos, you could have the girl from Mallrats that was doing the research on, all the sex. Remember, she was with Ben Affleck in the Mallrats movie. She was writing on it. So he goes, you could get with her, have her do a cameo. He goes, hell, maybe I might do a cameo. He said you could have all these people just doing cameos. And then Malcolm said what would be great is having real porn stars just do acting roles, and then have regular people that he's going to hire do all the sex roles. So you would see this porn star walk in and they wouldn't do any sex at all. They'd just be a doctor or be whatever.
Well, it was funny that I think that would be funny the first time.
Right.
But the second and third time you're like, I want the hot chick that's the fucking bellhop to fuck somebody, not this homely looking bitch that just looks normal.
Well, and that's what they're waiting for. He said he wants to do kind of amateur style.
Yeah.
But also Malcolm said he has some idea about either fucking a guy or having a guy blow him while he eats a hamburger. And all
I don't want to watch this movie.
but anyway, he said it's going to be called pansexual, which means they'll have lesbians, they'll have chicks with dicks, they'll have midgets, they'll have gay, straight, everything in there. And
see, now I just a second ago I said I won't watch that movie, but when you describe everything like that, I'd have to watch it.
When I say midget sex.
Midget sex. Lesbians are always good.
Yeah.
The gay thing I could do without. The chicks with dicks I could do without. Yeah, but I mean, it just sounds like a whole hodgepodge of weird sexual fetishes.
Yeah, and that's I watched, I was telling you last time, but of course our recording fucked up. I fucked up. But was that I watched a gay porno. I watched two with my lesbian friend Colleen. And we were at the video store where we worked, and I was like, hey, we should, she goes, I want you to, I didn't say it. No, it wasn't me.
I think it was you. Hey, I want to watch gay porn. I mean, straight porn.
I mean, my friend wants to watch it. No, so Colleen goes, let's get together tonight, we'll just hang out. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, why don't you rent some gay porn? That'd be fun. She goes, I've never seen any gay porn. And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, just rent it. And I go, first of all, I'm going to be renting it. Now I got to tell the story of my lesbian friend. Yeah, right. No, really, she does.
For some reason, I'm wondering, would a lesbian woman like to have a strap-on and fuck a straight man?
With the strap-on?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe.
No, I just thought of that because I'm thinking maybe she was inviting you over to fucking rape you or something.
Oh, I see.
But I'm wondering, would a lesbian woman like that?
Right.
Because she's got the power, she's got the penis on,
Yeah, that's interesting.
Especially if he was a heavy man with man boobs like
I'll
me.
tell you, Colleen loved it. I mean, what? What? Why, were you propositioning her? You said especially a heavy man with big boobs.
No, I'm saying, I'm trying to expand the visual description of this. Would a lesbian...
A twink like me, or a guy that looks like a
would a
girl
lesbian
like
with a strap-on prefer a twink or a fat Mexican?
That's right.
With man boobs, see?
No, I noticed you're braless today, though. I like it. So,
it's cold in here, too.
That's right. I got some whipped cream and strawberries. So then he...
You made some people throw up.
That's all right. So we get this one, Jeff Stryker, you were talking about him. She says, get Jeff Stryker, get whoever's famous. I said, okay, get this Jeff Stryker when he's a rock star in this video. And the beginning of it is he rides his dirt bike out into the desert, parks in the desert, and we're going, what's going on with this? Takes off his jacket, lays it down in the sand, leather part down, inside up, and just starts masturbating on it. Gets on his knees and just starts masturbating on it. And first of all, I'm like, isn't that sand hot on your knees? And then he
Now, Jeff Stryker's claim to fame was that he was hugely endowed, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How big was his dick?
I don't know, about that big.
Our
Does
viewers
that mean
can't
anything for the
see
viewers?
your fingers.
Maybe 8 inches. I don't know. 10,
I thought he was like this huge guy.
No, that was that Lexington
8 inches.
Steel guy.
Whatever. 12 inches.
When you added in the pump, you were like, look at me, I'm a rock star. I'm a porn star.
I'm Jeff Stryker.
Wearing your porn star
Except
hat,
on gay
your
shit.
porn star shirt, yeah. So he masturbates on this jacket, and we're like, he really loves his jacket. Like, what's the point of this? Like, do people get off on masturbating on? But like you said, you could find anything on the internet. Like
the
interpretation
of mine and yours is totally different, though. I'm thinking you lay your jacket down and you're masturbating onto your jacket. That's an angry thing. Like he's mad at his jacket. Like, you fucking
damn
jacket.
your jacket.
Fucking here's coming your
keeping me
buckle.
warm. Keeping me warm through the winter.
You're thinking of it's an endearing moment where he's, I love you, jacket. Oh, I love the leather feel. And
I guess.
Let me rub the buckle on my nuts.
I guess that's how it sounded, but I like leather jackets, so that would be me. Maybe you're angry to her. I know you have a lot of leather jackets, so you probably treat them like whores. I happen to have one leather jacket. I treat it nicely.
So you're saying you have fucked your...
In the sleeve, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I leave a little deposit. So we watch that. Then he's at he goes to perform at this on stage. There's a guy trying to get in through the back door to meet him, a literal back door, not a figurative back door. And so the guy's waiting at the back door, and Jeff Stryker comes out. And the guy goes, oh, I'm a big fan. I do anything. And he goes, anything? Stereotypical.
Wow.
And he goes, why don't you stop
Or do they do gay porn music? And
yeah, they do show tunes.
Is it better music?
Show tunes.
Techno?
They do the Alf theme song and Mr. Belvedere. Straight on to China, never met her before. Who cares?
Why is that a gay song?
Mr. Belvedere.
I love that song.
First of all, that older guy from Mr. Belvedere has got to totally be a queer. He's got his hair coiffed. He's fucking. You watch Mr.
You said
Belvedere
Alf though too.
Well, yeah, Alf.
I didn't know Alf was gay.
No, but that old man in Alf. Look we can do a whole show on sitcoms with gay guys. That old man in Alf is a pedophile. He got busted like with pedophile porn or some kind of thing.
But see, we're still talking in the universes of sitcoms. Was he gay on the show?
No. He had a wife and,
he had a wife
and a family, and then they were.
And you're assuming Mr. Belvedere's. Well, Mr. Belvedere, he was a.
Mr. Belvedere had no
older
girlfriend.
man
He was an older man that liked to take care of boys and clean house.
What's wrong with that?
In Serjio's new job. I'm Mr. Belvedere. Kids, I got Mr. Belvedere. Orderly. So then.
So Jeff Stryker's he comes out of the.
So Jeff Stryker comes out, tells the guy like, blow me. So the guy blows him, and the guy's and that was the first time I'd seen that in the movie. And,
now this is going to sound gay, but to be gay and be able to do that sounds awesome. Just go to a bar and tell somebody that you're attracted to, hey, blow me.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Exactly.
You know?
I want to bust a nut. Hey, come here. Follow me.
I mean, imagine. I mean, that's got to be every straight man's wet dream.
Well, Mike used to tell us he could go in the bathroom and just, have sex with a guy. He wrote a song about it. Just fucking going in and blowing guys in the bathroom or whatever.
That's just I mean, that's every guy's wet dream to walk into a bar and be like, hey, what's your name, honey?
It's gay guys.
Blow me.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying, it's gay guys' wet dream to just walk into a bar and go, hey, dude, blow me. Yeah, but you were going the girl way.
Yeah, I was going if I was straight. I mean, not if I was straight.
Yeah. Oh, wait, let's edit that out. So then
he's choking the guy with his
choking the guy. Then he comes in the guy's mouth and he just gets in his limo and he drives away. Or on his face, comes somewhere.
Just
not
those
on
words
his jacket.
together make me not be able to hold down my.
But if I said
and he comes into his mouth.
Such a hypocrite. If I said it came in that chick's mouth and she gargled it all down and you go, oh dude, I got half a stiffy.
Believe it or not, as much porn as I watch, I'm not into that. You see these girls now. I forget what they call it. Is it I forget what they call it. Where they nut into the girl's mouth, and the girl now gargles
and switches it through.
And it's like that makes me gag. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not an ending type guy. You know how you watch porn and you're like. And some guys are like, oh, I love the cum shot. The cum shot is the shit. He comes all over into her eye, and it gets all pink and red, and she's in pain, or it gets in her hair, and she can't get it out, or it's in her mouth or her nose. You know, now the funny ones.
Talk slowly. Let me unzip my pants.
I'm not into that. I'm more of a mid-sex guy when it comes to porn. You know, I like the action of it, not the ending. Actually, believe it or not, I kind of like the beginnings too, when it's got a little story, you know, or a believable story, I guess you could say, believable scenario. I actually like that more. I'll watch that, and then when it starts to get into the sex, I like it, and I'm done 30 seconds later.
In the middle of the sex, you just stop it, and you're going, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah, I don't get off at the ending.
Speaking of the cum gargling, I always am sure to eat tapioca while I'm watching, because tapioca's got little chunks in it.
Yeah,
I like to gargle that and eat what?
Spit on my chest.
Wait, are we recording? Down your chest, run to your house.
I'm saying if I was you.
Run to your house, knock on the door. You're halfway through a porno. I'm like, spit on your chest. You're like, what the fuck?
See, I was picturing you with a belt around your neck, sitting on the couch, gargling tapioca, and just kind of onto your chest.
First of all, you scare me with all this erotic asphyxiation. Are you okay? Should I check on you? Should I have your wife be your spotter?
Okay, I'm sorry. Take the belt off, stick a dildo up your ass. Is that better?
No.
Is that more accurate for you?
Give me the belt, take the dildo. You can have the dildo.
Anyway. You went off in some weird places.
So the second porno was these guys, I forget what they were doing, these two guys, they're on a subway. It's a total set, just crappy set of a subway.
In the black hole.
That's way. Subway to my anus. And
I don't want to take that right.
Sorry.
It scares me.
And unstinkable. So these guys start having anal sex, and the one guy who's being fucked in the ass is just thank you, and with every thrust, oh thank you, ow, thank you, ow, thank you, and just the whole, and we're going, oh my god, and we fast forward, and he's doing it through the whole thing. We're like, oh my god. Anyway,
now,
if those pornos by Malcolm are like that, then I can fast forward through the gay stuff, or slow that down and fast forward through.
Is a gay porno? Because I believe it or not, I've never watched a gay porno as much as we've watched all kinds of weird, different porn. I've never watched gay porn.
The chicks with dicks, you remember you were Phillip.
Oh, well, you know what? That's a weird gray area.
Oh, really? Yeah. Kids, I never sucked a dick. The guy just came on my face while masturbating. Oh, okay. It's a gray area, kids. I'm not gay. I didn't like it.
Well, no, think about it. I mean, it's that weird rationale that men have when they see that.
And boobs.
She's beautiful, boobs, and great ass. Asshole, and there's a little cock there.
The guy has a cock. She has a cock too. It's okay.
Yeah. Two cocks. They
minus each other out.
Yeah.
Two pluses equal a negative, or two negatives equal a positive.
But what I was going to say is, gay. I've never seen a gay porno, so I'm trying to guess, and maybe this naive of me, but. Is it just blowing them in doggy style? Because, I mean, there isn't too many ways you can...
No, I think there was one, because I remember I was like, oh my god, because they did, like, missionary, but, like, with the guy's legs up over his, like, up to his shoulders, like his knees to his shoulders.
God, that's just disturbing to me for some reason.
Yeah, well, that just sounds painful. Like, I just got tired just talking about it. Like, my back's hurting. I'm gonna lay down.
It's disturbing to me because it's such a vulnerable position.
Makes me think of pretzels in a whole other way. Well, yeah, that too. That's a vulnerable position, but bent over doggy style with somebody pushing their dick right in your ass. That's not vulnerable at all.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think the missionary for men on men.
You with your dick in a glass tube, is it vulnerable? Some guy in love, put his knees up over his shoulder, that's vulnerable.
It's erotic for a man and woman, but it's vulnerable.
Open his heart and his asshole.
All right, we're going to do an experiment. I'm going to put your legs back behind you, and you tell me how vulnerable you feel.
Okay, I'm going to nut on your face, and you tell me how gray area that was.
Why is that gray? I don't get it. You went from one extreme. Why is that gray?
I don't know. Because you said...
That's clearly black and scary.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Then I thought, I'm a twink. I thought that'd be okay if I look like a twink.
All right.
All the podcasts are good. Tell them Steve Dave, take some, it's hard to get used to, but not as, it doesn't have Kevin in it, and, kind of a different sense of humor. It's good.
Yeah, so I have a story that will, speaking of gay stuff, will make you want to blow me at the end of it.
All right. Hang on. Let me get something to drink.
So I'm sitting with one of my coworkers, and I'm having lunch, and we're out at a scene, and I'm listening to a podcast, and she's talking to me, and I keep having to pop it out, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, are you listening to something?" I said, "Yeah." She asked me, "Well, what are you listening to?" And I told her, "Well, I'm listening to one of my podcasts listened to by Kevin Smith." And she's like, "Oh," she's like, "I know one of the girls that was in his first movie." So all out of my brain's thinking, "Oh, wow." First of all, I got to tell Phillip this.
Yeah.
Second of all, I'm like, "Who?"
Which your stories are normal that you got to tell me about. Mine are always, "Oh my God, I just sat on some pine cone that went up my asshole. I got to tell Sergio about that."
You never told me about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
How convenient you're watching gay porn and a pine goes up your ass.
Oops. That's right.
So anyway, so she tells. I'm trying to think of what girls were in Clerks. And the only ones I could think of was Dante's girlfriend and I believe one other girl. I forget who the other one was. So I'm racking my brain. And I said, "Do you know Caitlin Bree?" And she's like, "Yes, that's what her name was. She was married to Randall at the time. Or I'm sorry, she met Randall then, and then they eventually got married." Yeah. So I just thought, I was all excited. I was like, "Well, that's really cool." And what I was thinking of, the reason you're going to blow me, is there's 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, obviously the game. How many steps can you get to him? Yeah. Previous to that moment, your degrees to Kevin Smith were about 100,000. Mm-hmm. 100,000 people you'd have to connect. Yeah. Now you're literally 3 people from Kevin Smith. Wow. They usually say if you know 6 people, you know everybody. but okay, I'll blow you. Hold on, was it again? Yeah. That was very nonchalant. Okay, I'll blow you.
Kind of under my breath. I was hoping nobody caught that. Yes, they got married. So she knows her now, or she did know her?
No, she did know her. She knows her. She still apparently keeps in contact with her. I don't know if they're still just Facebook friends or what, but yeah, she keeps in contact with her, which I thought was really cool. Apparently, she's partied with her, hung out with her. And
that's pretty cool.
I asked my coworker that I was with, "Do you know what she's famous for in the movie?" And she was like, "No, what's she famous for?" I said, "She's famous for snowballing." So then I had to tell this coworker of mine what snowballing was, which was a little embarrassing because
that, and you're like, okay, how much do I know this girl? Like,
exactly,
where am I crossing the line of?
I've crossed that line now with her.
Hello, HR.
When I tell her what snowballing is.
And is that the little Mexican chick that speaks Spanish, or the little?
I'm not going to say a name, but no, it's one of our blonde reporters.
Ah, okay.
Reporters, did I say? Oh my gosh.
Oops, I meant.
So there's just a couple little non sequiturs, as Phillip would like to say. Nerd news.
Excuse me, we got nerd news.
It sounded like the Muppets.
Yeah.
Which I gotta say, I miss those 2 guys that sit up in a balcony. Man, I always thought they were funny.
They're fucking hilarious. They should just do audio commentary on every single movie. Just on all bad Nicolas Cage movies, which is every Nicolas Cage movie they should do.
I don't know. Have you seen Drive Angry yet? I haven't.
No, I haven't.
I'm curious because the premise sounds bad.
The story sounds bad.
But the
trailer looks bad.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things where you're like, God, I gotta see. Is it really that bad? There's some movies where they're like so bad that you're like, I gotta see it.
Right, yeah.
Cop Out, sorry, Kevin Smith, was one that I heard was really bad, and I saw it, and I thought, man, that's a bad movie.
Yeah, it could. It seemed like it had more potential. Like it could have been. Yeah. But he didn't write it. But yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he wrote it.
No. Somebody else wrote it, and then he got tagged to direct it, and he was like, okay. And I thought it was
the writer
cool.
should be shot then.
I thought it was cool that him and Bruce Willis got to work together.
Until you found out Bruce Willis was an asshole.
And then I found out that, it's Bruce Willis's world and we just live in it.
All right, so nerd news. Jeremy Renner, which everybody knows him from The Town.
Jem, yeah.
Jem, yep. He was awesome in that Hurt Locker. He was great. This is a banner year for him.
My girlfriend's boyfriend, that guy is.
That girlfriend's boyfriend, right?
Yeah. She loves him.
You've been pushed to the side already?
That's right.
That's why she told you to shave your head. Look at that.
Right.
She's trying to make you into...
She goes, if you could get one of those $1,000, Hurt Locker type outfits to defuse a bomb with, I would be so turned on.
Can't you just tell her I'll go for the Boston look and get the gold chain
the
tattoo on my neck?
So why can't I
That's a lot easier for me.
Exactly. She goes, no, you need the full outfit.
He is apparently going to be in the new Avengers film, Hawkeye.
Cool.
Which I thought was cool.
Was it him? Yeah, they say that on the new trailer that you can kind of see like a glimpse of him.
They kind of show him. They show him not prominently, but enough to where you can see him pretty clearly that he's going to be Hawkeye, or that he is Hawkeye in the movie in the trailer. But what a lot of people are saying now is that because they showed him so prominently, they might be introducing some of the other characters at the end of the movie, like they tend to do at some of these like Iron Man and Hulk and all that. Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
And speaking of that, Hawkeye shoots a bow and arrow, and Green Arrow shoots a bow and arrow, and Kevin Smith wrote a Green Arrow mini-series of books. And he wrote a really good, Kevin Smith wrote Batman Cacophony and Batman The Widening Gyre, and they're really good. Widening Gyre is like a cliffhanger, and I'm waiting for the other 6 to come out, but it's really good.
To go back real quick, I forgot about this. So when I was having that discussion with my reporter about the Kevin Smith connections, snowballing, I had read a story to get ready for the show last week, and it was on one of the News of the Weird websites that I go to. And it just so happens one of their top stories was Nightmare in Phoenix. Here comes the cavalry, cockfighting Emporium, and then it says Steven Seagal comes in on a tank. So what I just thought was funny is that
awesome.
I was actually doing that story when we were talking about that. I was in my truck when we were talking about the snowballing. I just thought that was interesting. And plus, I saw my story on a website that 5 people go to. So
that's cool.
I felt special.
But no, that's awesome. Like, could you imagine you're just sitting there and you look out the window and there's Steven Seagal in a tank, and you're like, oh, are they filming a movie here? And it's like, no, he's an asshole coming to bust.
That's what the neighbors said. Yeah, but he's so
Now,
strange.
was it a real cockfight or was it a gay porn filming of a movie called Cockfight?
It was gay porn. These guys were just kind of hitting each other with their cocks.
Yeah. Which, speaking of that, I think
I will not sword fight with you. I'm sorry.
I think we talked about it before, but we were talking about that guy choking on the other guy's cock, and that always reminds me when your buddy goes, "Come here, you gotta watch this," and we all gather around, you, me, and your wife, and we all gather around the computer, and he's going to show us this video of this girl blowing a guy, and she keeps choking, and 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 you and I are going, oh my God, and we're waiting, and you and I in our heads are going, this girl's going to vomit, this will be so funny. This is why he wants to show us. And she does the whole thing, and then the guy comes on her face or her mouth or whatever, and he turns to us and goes, what do you think? It was good, huh? And we go, we really thought something was going to happen, and we thought it was just us, and your wife goes, yeah, I thought like she was going to throw up or something. And that was the dimension that happened to us from working at Castle.
Yeah. Nothing's good enough. We need the asphyxiation to get us off now.
And the hanging from the trees.
Is that it?
But well, that's it for now. Although I have one more letter, which is a question.
One more email. All right.
Yes, an email. And I will let us both think about it. It says, Dear Phillip and Serjio, I just saw Hall Pass, and in that movie, the guys ask each other, would you rather blow a guy for 7 minutes or make out with him for 10 minutes? And that's from a guy named Nigel.
I have to think about this all week now?
Yes, yeah. You get to ruminate on it when you're masturbating halfway through porn, and you can think about that.
Is that strange, halfway through porn, really?
It's just weird that you just stop it. Like, you don't wait to see where it's going to finish. I mean, even though I know where it's going to finish,
we both just said the ending is kind of gross.
That's interesting, though, because I'm gonna do some research while we're gone. So we'll both think about that question. Would you rather blow a guy for 7 minutes or make out with him for 10? Or and then also I'm gonna ask people around, like, do you watch the whole porn or do you just stop? Like,
ask them what section they watch, because the way the internet is now, you can find a porn that's just strictly cum shot,
right? And
it's just blam, bam, bam, bam after
with
each
music.
shot. Yeah. It's techno music, so you can get How was that? Like gagging to a beat.
That's right.
You got to make that song.
Yeah. Oh, I will. That's our show for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes under It's Kind of a Funny Story. Send us an email at It's Kind of a Funny Podcast at gmail.com. Read my blog at It's Kind of a Funny Podcast.blogspot.com. Until next week,
I'm Phillip.
And I'm Sergio.
I'm just having a little girl trouble.
Pressing charges? I get that a lot.